everybody, it's Spirit and I'm back for another video. Today we are going to discuss some tips on managing life with chronic illness, personal care and home. So how you actually manage to take care of your body and also managing things in the house. So I'm going to go ahead and give you some things that I've tried, some things that work for me, and hopefully you can find some of these things helpful. So if you're interested in this content, go ahead and stay tuned. The first tip I have for you is a low maintenance hairstyle. Now I know you're looking at my hair and saying this is not low maintenance. Actually, it kind of is. I got a haircut. It's cut all the way around from the front, the sides to the back. The sides to the back. So I've cut off about a fourth of my hair. So I don't have as much to deal with. And then I can just keep the top. But get something that works for you. At one point in my health journey, this hairstyle would have been too much for me. So I cut all of my hair off and I had something called a TWA, a teeny weeny afro. And it was so cute. It still is one of my favorite hairstyles. And when I get tired of wearing this, then I will cut it all off and start all over. But when you wear short hairstyles, it's easy to wash, it dries quickly, and there is little to no maintenance. So that's one example of a low maintenance hairstyle. Another thing is that if you have afro textured hair like myself, you may want to think about protective styling, locks, braids, twists, some styles that will stay for a couple of months without having to get it maintained, and you can still wash in between. So those are some things that I would recommend. Doing your hair is really, really important, and on our journey we want to continue to look our best, because when we look our best, we're going to feel better. Another tip that I have for you is to use clear, more natural shampoos and body washes. Now, of course, we love the creamy, white, rich, thick, lathered kind of body washes and shampoos and things like that, but those leave a film in the tub, and you have to clean out your tub more regularly. But if you use a clear body wash, I promise that you won't have to clean out your tub half as much. So that is a time saver and an energy saver, and that is tip number 2. Tip number 3, in taking care of your feet, which is really important to do, please don't neglect your body and your feet. Even if you don't want to use toenail polish, which is completely fine, you want to keep your nails trimmed, nice and neat. Nobody wants to run around with Jurassic Park Crypt Keeper feet, because you're going to look at it, it's going to make you feel worse, and you don't need any help feeling worse. So what I do when I know this might be a long haul and I really don't want to deal with my feet, but I want them to look decent, I take a neutral or natural colored polish and I cut my toenails down really low. I apply the polish, and that way when it grows out, it won't be so obvious. So you can get a good 6 weeks sometimes out of that. So that's something that you may want to consider. Tip number 4, if you're like me and you have big feet, women's socks don't really work when you're talking about comfort. So I get cold feet and I wear socks a lot. So what I find works for me is men's socks. Yes, I literally buy men's socks because they're wider and they're longer. So I just have room to move my toes around, and it's so much more comfortable than trying to squeeze my feet in these little dainty feminine little socks. So that's something that should make you feel a lot more comfortable, especially if you have large feet. Tip number 5, wear exercise bras or go braless. Yes, I'm going to try to insert a picture of me in a cute little top that I wear, that I go out in, and I'm braless in this particular top. And this is pretty much the only one that I can wear and get away with, because I am very large chested and I really need support, but it's uncomfortable. It's digging in my shoulders, these bras. And for sure, don't wear wires if you can help it. My homeopath told me to wear exercise bras because he said that the lymph drainage can't flow as well when you have a wired bra. Studies show that there's an increased risk in getting breast cancer because the lymphatic drainage is not able to flow. So you're not able to get those toxins out of your body. So that's just what some studies have shown. You can do your own research. But the main thing for me, yes, that's important, but the comfort. And when I stopped wearing bras on a regular basis, the indentations in my shoulders started to fade. The dark marks that were on my shoulders started to fade. And I just was so much more comfortable. My neck wasn't hurting as much. My back wasn't hurting as much. So you large-breasted ladies, y'all know what I'm talking about. So if you can get away with not wearing a bra, don't. Tip number 6, keep a smaller, more manageable wardrobe. Now, it's less frustration. You don't have to make all these decisions. You don't have as many to choose from. And it's really important because you need to keep the ones that are comfortable and the clothes that you love as well. Now, someone said that we use 20% of our wardrobe 80% of the time. So I don't know how true that is, but someone said that, and she was a fashion expert. So that might be true, and I know for me it was, and I actually cleaned up my closet and got rid of a lot of stuff that I could no longer wear, things that were uncomfortable, things that I just really didn't like, and it really did make a difference. And so I need to do that again. So normally what I do is I'll give away some clothes, and then I'll pick up maybe a new outfit or something from Goodwill. So I do a lot of shopping at Goodwill. As a matter of fact, I got this cute little vest from Goodwill, so I think it's kind of cute. So that is tip number 6. Tip number 7, get the sleep and rest that you need. I know for a long time I felt really, really guilty resting. I felt like I need to do something. I needed to hurry up and get well. I need to get better. And it was really a struggle for me for a while. And I just decided that I needed to listen to my body, and that I need to give my body time to rest, the time that it needed, and to really sit in that and be comfortable in that. So make sure that when you're resting, you have a comfortable space. The temperature, I have a heated blanket that I use. Also, your bed and your bedding, have a comfortable bed. That's so important as well. And your mattress, if you need to get a new mattress, and if you can afford that, it would really be worth your time to do that. Now, what I'm not going to tell you is when sleeping and resting to get up at the same time every day. I'm just over that. For me, I'm just going to get up. I'm going to go to bed when my body wants to go to bed, and I'm going to get up when my body wants to get up. And typically it's around, within an hour and a half. But I don't want to put the pressure on myself to tell myself that you got to go to bed at this time, you got to wake up at this time, because when it doesn't work, then you have anxiety about not waking up or not going to sleep on time. If it doesn't work, then it brings anxiety in your life, which brings more stress, and stress is not what you need. So I don't put pressure on myself, but doctors say that it's good to try to get up, around the same time every day. And I see how that can be helpful, but I would say don't put too much pressure on yourself. Tip number 8. Now, sometimes you don't feel like taking a bath. There's sometimes you are too sick to take a bath or a shower, to stand or even to sit in a shower chair for 10 minutes. So I would recommend a hoe bath, a hooker bath. If you don't know what that is, that just means that you take a wash up at the sink. Now, there are times when I have been too weak to even stand up for any extended period of time, and I have a toilet. My toilet is right next to my sink, so I can just lean over and get my rag wet and actually bathe myself while I'm on the toilet. Now, if you're in a rush, or if you need to just wipe down real quick, or you're on your period and you just need to freshen up, this is something that you can do. You can use hot water on your rag and some vinegar and squeeze that out and wipe yourself down, rinse it out and do it again, and sprinkle a little baking soda down there, and that should definitely help hold you over. Now, nothing is better than a good old-fashioned shower, a good old-fashioned bath, but at least you can do something to help get you through the rough moments. Tip number 9. Now, we talked about downsizing your wardrobe. How about downsizing your home? Now, I had a big outdated dresser in my bedroom that I got rid of, and I'm so glad because I have so much more room. And you might be asking, well, what do you do with your clothes? I went to Walmart and I bought a hanging dresser, and I hang it in my closet. And it has little compartments, and I put my clothes in those compartments. And also it forces me to only use or keep those clothes that I really love and that I really want to wear. So I have a little compartment for my underwear, socks, shirts, pajamas, etc. So downsize some things in your house. Number 10, another downsizing tip I have is go to your kitchen, get rid of those dishes and those mugs that you don't use anymore, and any purses, underwear, anything like that. Go ahead and get rid of those things because it's taking up space, and it's taking up space in your mind as well, and that means you have to deal with more things, and you don't need that kind of stress in your life. So that's also a part of downsizing. Tip number 11. This is a fun tip. As you can see, I have my little bookshelf over here, and there are books that I buy from time to time. I read them, or books that I buy and I don't read, and I say, I really don't want to read that. And so what I've done in the past is I go to half-price books, and I take those books that I no longer need. I sell them back to half-price books, so I'm recycling, and I use that money and I take myself out for lunch. There's a Jason's Deli, or there are little restaurants that are nearby, and I just take my little money. I might be $7 and something, and get me a sandwich or something. So that's something that you can do as well. Number 12, an adjustable bed frame. It has really been life-changing because sometimes you don't want to lie flat, and other times you don't want to sit straight up. You want to recline. And when you have a little remote control and you can just, it's really quite comfortable. And recently I've been kind of sleeping a little more elevated because of another health condition that I'm experiencing. And it's definitely helped me be able to sleep better. And they're not too expensive. I mean, they run probably between $200 to $250. So that's reasonable for your comfort, if that's what you want to do. So that's just something that I've done that has helped me in my life. Tip number 13, keep your house clean. Keep it clean, y'all. It really does help with your life in keeping your house clean and organized. And again, we talked about making sure that your house is not cluttered, clean things out, and that's part of it. You can find things a little more easily, and it just makes your life easier. So please keep a clean house. Your bathroom, your toilet, you're already in there, use the toilet, go ahead and just wipe it down, clean it out really quickly. You don't even have to do it every day. In the kitchen, sometimes you just need to use paper cups and paper plates because that keeps you from having to wash dishes. And I'm really into, recycling. And I think it's important, but there are some times that you can make exceptions and use paper cups and paper plates. And sometimes you can even wash those plastic cups over again, or styrofoam cups. That's what I do. I go ahead and wash those. So also cleaning your clothes, washing your clothes, just keep your clothes washed. Even if you don't fold them, at least you have clean clothes. And if you have a family, maybe you can have somebody help you with that. But if you're by yourself, you can just dig out of that basket and get the things that you need. Plants. Plants are so beautiful in your home. Plants give off oxygen. Plants are so aesthetically pleasing to the eye, and it just gives your home a homey feel. And I would think about purchasing plants that are easy to grow, like maybe ivy, things like that, aloe vera, and hopefully I can show you some pictures of a few of the plants that I have in my house. But I really enjoy plants because they just add a warmth and they just add love to your home. And finally, tip number 15. Now I decided to add this tip. It's not really home, but it kind of is. It's about your car. I always keep a half a tank of gas at least. I fill up, and when my tank goes down to half, I go ahead and fill up again. And the reason why I do this is because there's going to inevitably come a time when you have a longer road trip or there's traffic, and guess what? You have a half a tank of gas. That's what you want. You don't want it to be a tiny little bit of gas left, and now you're in a traffic jam, or it's freezing cold and raining outside, or it's burning up hot. You don't want to deal with that. So it's just good to, as a habit, to keep a half a tank of gas in your car so that you can be ready at all times with wherever you need to go. So anyway, y'all, I really hope that these tips were helpful for you. Take whatever you need and leave the rest. And I really hope that you have a most wonderful day. Thanks for watching. May God bless you always, and always God bless. I love you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.